Stop. Listen closely. Spoken commands shape reality more than silent wishes. Every word sends a signal through the mind and body. Every sentence programs direction, focus, and financial behavior. Most people speak like seekers. Very few speak like owners. That difference creates distance between effort and wealth. I am Shi Heng Yi. Today, a hidden principle becomes clear. Language acts like a switch. Turn it one way, scarcity grows. Turn it another, authority grows. Words either weaken inner power or activate wealth frequency. This teaching rarely appears in common motivation talks. Yet monks, warriors, and disciplined leaders trained this for centuries. Many repeat phrases of lack every day. Need more money. Trying to earn more. Still chasing success. These phrases lock the mind into pursuit mode. The brain keeps searching instead of building. Energy stays scattered. Decisions stay small. Results stay slow. A command changes the internal state. A command tells the nervous system status upgraded, direction confirmed, mission active. When identity shifts, perception shifts, opportunities stand out, courage rises, negotiation improves, financial behavior becomes sharper and more decisive. This session breaks down the exact declaration pattern that activates wealth identity quickly. February becomes a launch window, not another waiting period. You will learn the precise phrase, the correct tone, the repetition rhythm, and the mental posture behind it. Each part matters. Skip one, power drops. Follow fully, momentum starts. Stay until the end. A guided activation statement appears there. Built for daily use and strong inner alignment. Warm welcome to Shaolin Divine Flow. Subscribe now and step into disciplined abundance with us. Listen carefully. The brain does not move because of wishes. The brain moves because of identity. Every decision, every risk, every bold step comes from the story a person accepts about who they are. Not someday, not later, right now. Neuroscience shows a simple truth. The mind filters reality based on self-definition. Identity acts like a command center. It tells attention where to look and behavior how to respond. When someone repeats, "I want money," the brain registers distance. It creates a gap between the self and the result. Effort turns into chasing. Chasing turns into pressure. Pressure narrows creativity and weakens judgment. Owning language sends a different signal. It tells the nervous system that the status already changed. The brain begins matching behavior to the declared role. Posture shifts, tone shifts, choices shift. A person who declares wealth identity starts scanning for leverage instead of luck, starts negotiating instead of hoping, starts building instead of waiting. Notice the difference in energy. Wanting language sounds like reaching with empty hands. Owning language sounds like standing with authority. The subconscious responds to authority. It organizes habits around it. Even micro actions begin to align. Saving decisions, opportunity responses, learning speed, social confidence. This explains why two people with equal skills create different financial outcomes. One speaks from desire, the other speaks from identity. One asks for chances, the other prepares for them. Perception changes first, then behavior follows quietly and consistently. Internal dialogue becomes instruction. Instruction becomes pattern. Pattern becomes results. When identity-level statements repeat with certainty, the brain reduces hesitation and increases execution. Attention locks onto proof. Memory highlights progress. Risk tolerance becomes measured instead of fearful. Language is not decoration. Language is direction. Every declaration either keeps the old self in control or promotes a new financial commander within. Strong words create strong inner movement. The phrase, "I have 1 million," carries a different psychological weight than common money affirmations. This is not a wish. This is not a request. This is a command statement. The structure itself matters. It speaks from authority, not from lack. Hope-based language keeps the future far away. Command language pulls the future into the present frame. The nervous system reacts to present tense ownership as a status update. It begins adjusting behavior to avoid internal contradiction. The mind prefers consistency between identity and action. Once the declaration is accepted, even partially, small corrections begin automatically. Completion signals power. Pursuit signals distance. When completion is declared, the brain stops scanning only for opportunities to chase and starts organizing resources to manage, multiply, and protect. This flips the internal role from seeker to steward. Decision quality improves because stewardship thinking is long-term and structured. Notice the mental shift that follows a true command statement. Questions change. Instead of "where can money come from?" the mind asks, "where should this money be placed?" Instead of "who will give a chance?" the mind asks, "who deserves access?" The direction reverses. Control increases. Urgency becomes calm focus. Language of completion also reduces emotional desperation. Desperation blocks perception. Calm authority widens it. Under calm authority, the brain connects patterns faster, recognizes value quicker, and evaluates risk more clearly. This is why powerful declarations must be spoken steadily, not emotionally begging, not loudly forcing, but firmly establishing status. Repetition strengthens acceptance. Each time the command is spoken with certainty, resistance loses ground. Doubt may speak at first. That is expected. Old identity protects its territory. Continue the command anyway. Consistency teaches the subconscious who leads now. February carries a different rhythm. Fewer days, less drift, less room for delay. The calendar itself creates pressure toward clarity and decision. Momentum builds faster inside shorter windows. Focus sharpens when time feels condensed. This makes February powerful for financial activation and identity commands. Energy follows structure. A shorter month naturally encourages tighter plans and quicker execution. Long timelines invite hesitation. Short timelines invite movement. When a wealth declaration begins inside a compressed cycle, repetition density increases. Neural imprinting strengthens. Behavioral shifts appear sooner. Discipline feels more natural because urgency feels real. Financial activation depends on timing plus intention. Timing alone creates random action. Intention alone creates slow change. Combine both, acceleration begins. February becomes a launch corridor where identity statements, disciplined language, and focused behavior lock together. Each day becomes a reinforcement point instead of a waiting period. Clear intention directs mental filters. Once the wealth command is declared daily, the brain starts tagging useful signals. Conversations sound different. Offers look different. Skills gaps become visible. Wasteful habits stand out. This is not magic. This is selective attention guided by declared identity and timed repetition. Decisive months reward decisive speech. Soft language weakens results. Firm language strengthens follow-through. Each morning declaration acts like a switch-on sequence. Each repeated statement deepens internal alignment. Emotional noise decreases. Operational thinking increases. Money-related choices become less reactive and more strategic. Short cycles also reduce emotional fatigue. Commitment feels easier for 28 focused days than for endless undefined effort. The mind accepts the challenge window. It commits fully. Intention stays hot instead of fading. Consistent commands, spoken daily through this period, create a momentum chain: identity, perception, action, correction, and forward movement, repeating with growing strength. Energy speaks before words ever reach another person. Emotional state broadcasts a constant signal through tone, posture, timing, and decision speed. People call this presence, confidence, or gravity. In truth, it is internal frequency made visible through behavior. Financial doors respond to this signal more than most realize. Desperation sends noise. Certainty sends direction. A desperate mind rushes, over-explains, accepts weak terms, and fears silence. Others sense this immediately. Value drops. Negotiation power fades. Attention turns cautious. Even good opportunities step back from unstable energy. Not from cruelty, from risk detection. Certainty feels different. Breathing slows. Speech becomes clean and measured. Listening improves. Choices come from standards, not pressure. This emotional pattern tells the brain and the body resources exist, options exist, patience exists. From this state, strategy replaces impulse. Timing improves. Relationships strengthen because trust grows around emotional stability. Wealth frequency is not excitement. It is composed authority. Loud hype burns fast and disappears. Calm authority sustains. Investors, leaders, and builders recognize this trait in each other quickly. It shows in how a person waits, how a person declines, how a person decides. Opportunity flows towards stability because stability protects growth. Emotions train perception filters. A frantic state sees threats first. A certain state sees leverage first. Same room, same people. Different emotional frequency. Different visible possibilities. This is why the spoken command must be delivered with grounded calm, not begging, not forcing belief, establishing status internally and letting behavior carry the proof. Authority without tension creates attraction. Calm signals capacity. Capacity attracts responsibility. Responsibility attracts larger financial movement. When the inner state becomes steady and directed, conversations lengthen, offers improve, and timing aligns more often. The signal changes first. Responses follow. Resistance will appear the moment the command is spoken with seriousness. A voice inside may answer back, "Not true. Not yet. This feels fake." That reaction is normal. That reaction is expected. It does not mean the method is weak. It means the old identity feels threatened. The mind protects familiar roles, even when those roles limit growth. A long-held financial self-image builds deep neural pathways. Habits, reactions, and comfort zones grow around it. When a new identity statement enters, especially one linked to wealth, the old pattern activates defense. Doubt speaks louder, discomfort rises. Hesitation increases. See this clearly. Doubt is not truth. Doubt is a guard at the gate of change. Every major upgrade triggers internal negotiation. Muscles resist new training loads. The mind resists new status loads. Both adapt to repetition under calm pressure. Discomfort during the declaration is actually useful feedback. It shows the statement reached deep layers of identity, not just surface thinking. Weak affirmations create no friction. Strong commands create internal tension first, alignment later. Friction means contact. Contact means rewiring has started. Speak through the discomfort with steady tone. No arguing with the doubt. No emotional battle, just repetition with authority. Short pause. Repeat again. Each repetition lowers the resistance threshold. The nervous system learns safety inside the new statement. Emotional charge decreases. Acceptance slowly replaces rejection. Volume is not required. Certainty is required. One calm, grounded declaration carries more power than 10 excited ones. Stand, breathe, speak the command, hold silence for a moment. Let the body register it. This pause teaches the system to absorb, not reject. Progress often feels unnatural before it feels normal. Identity shifts rarely feel comfortable at the beginning. Continue speaking from the upgraded role anyway. The old guard grows weaker each day the new commander keeps talking. Repetition builds identity the same way water shapes stone, steady, direct, and unavoidable. The brain trusts patterns more than single moments. One strong statement creates impact. Daily strong statements create wiring. Neural pathways strengthen through repeated signals delivered with emotional steadiness and clear intent. Financial identity is not formed in one burst of motivation. It is formed through consistent internal instruction. Each time the declaration is spoken with authority, the brain records alignment between language and self-image. Certainty grows through exposure. Familiarity reduces inner argument. The statement begins to feel less foreign and more factual. This is not chanting. Chanting is passive and emotional. Commanding is deliberate and grounded. Chanting hopes repetition will convince. Commanding assumes authority and installs direction. The difference lives in tone and posture. A command is spoken once, paused, then spoken again with presence. No rush, no pleading, just leadership in language. Short declarations work better than long speeches. The mind absorbs precision faster than paragraphs. A clean sentence repeated daily enters memory deeper than complex wording spoken once. Keep the phrase sharp. Keep the delivery firm. Let silence follow each statement so the nervous system can register the order. Daily rhythm matters. Same time, same stance, same steady breath. This creates a ritual of identity reinforcement. Ritual trains the subconscious to expect the instruction and accept it faster. Over days, hesitation drops. Over weeks, internal resistance fades. Behavioral signals begin matching the declared role without forced effort. Consistency beats intensity. Missing days weakens imprinting. Showing up daily strengthens authority. Even on low-energy days, speak the command once with calm firmness. Identity training continues regardless of mood. Neural certainty grows through disciplined repetition, not emotional spikes. The financial self-image upgrades through structured, repeated command language. Action changes the moment identity changes. Behavior always follows self-definition. Once the inner role upgrades, movement in the outer world begins almost automatically. Less pushing, more responding, less hesitation, more initiation. This is the behavioral activation trigger, the bridge between declaration and results. A declared wealth identity sharpens awareness. The mind starts tagging useful signals in real time. Conversations that once sounded ordinary now reveal openings. A casual contact becomes a potential partner. A small skill becomes a monetizable asset. Ideas appear faster because attention is finally pointed in a profitable direction. This shift feels subtle at first. Choices become slightly bolder. Questions become more strategic. Time gets protected more carefully. Spending becomes more intentional. Learning becomes targeted instead of random. These micro-behaviors compound. Small disciplined moves create disproportionate financial effects over time. Opportunities rarely arrive with loud announcements. They appear as options, invitations, and problems needing solutions. Old identity ignores them. New identity engages them. That is why two people can stand in the same environment and walk away with completely different outcomes. Perception selects action. Action selects reward. Contacts also respond differently to upgraded behavior. Clear speech, steady tone, and decisive replies increase trust. People prefer working with emotional stability and direction. Reliability attracts collaboration. Collaboration multiplies access. Access multiplies opportunity flow. Wealth behavior stops feeling like struggle when identity accepts ownership mode. Budgeting turns into allocation. Networking turns into relationship building. Skill development turns into asset creation. Discipline stops feeling like sacrifice and starts feeling like strategy. Forced action drains energy. Identity-driven action generates energy. When the inner command stays active, movement feels aligned instead of heavy. Progress feels earned instead of chased. The system begins operating like a builder's mind, scanning, selecting, and executing with quiet consistency. Small proof accelerates belief faster than grand miracles. The brain responds to evidence, not hope. Tiny confirmations of alignment signal that the declaration is working. A call returned, a small payment received, a new contact reached. These are signs the system is listening and adjusting. Recognition of these moments strengthens internal trust. Track every small win. Keep a mental note or a simple journal. Unexpected openings are more than luck. They are indicators that the frequency is active. Saved money, discovered opportunities, helpful advice. All count. Each micro-victory reinforces the neural pathways formed by repeated declarations. The mind begins connecting cause and effect, seeing the link between identity, statement, and result. This is how belief compounds. Proof is the engine. Belief is the fuel. Action is the vehicle. Without proof, belief wavers. With consistent proof, belief solidifies. Once belief strengthens, hesitation fades. Decisions become cleaner. Risks are measured. Choices align with the upgraded identity. The inner voice no longer argues. Doubts no longer distract. And clarity guides movement. Small proof also trains patience. Major shifts take time, but micro-confirmations keep momentum alive. They reassure the system that the command is effective. They teach the subconscious to trust the instruction even when visible wealth is not yet fully materialized. Progress feels real, tangible, and achievable. Celebrate subtle signs. A brief message, a minor opportunity, a moment of insight, all indicate that the declaration is taking root. Attention sharpens, energy rises, and strategic thinking deepens. Proof feeds the cycle. Belief grows stronger, which inspires more action, which generates more proof. The loop becomes self-sustaining. Step by step, confirmation by confirmation, the mind begins to operate from certainty, not doubt. Every word carries weight. Every phrase sends a signal. Phrases of lack, I don't have enough, I can't afford this, I need more time or money, broadcast scarcity to the mind and body. They shrink vision, tighten focus, and reinforce old identity patterns. Each repetition strengthens what is unwanted. Replacing lack with ownership changes the entire internal climate. I have, I am, I command, I direct. These phrases act like anchors. They lock the nervous system into a new operating mode. The brain begins interpreting situations through the lens of abundance, authority, and opportunity. Every decision aligns with that frame almost automatically. Guarding spoken words becomes essential. Language is more than communication. It is currency. Every declaration deposits energy into identity. Every phrase of doubt or lack withdraws it. Speak carefully. Speak intentionally. Treat your words as precious assets. Monitor internal dialogue as closely as external speech. Self-talk shapes reality more than advice, strategy, or effort alone. Ownership language reinforces habits subtly but powerfully. The nervous system begins anticipating results rather than chasing them. Conversations become cleaner. Decisions become faster. Opportunities align with expectation rather than hope. Even setbacks are approached with composure because the internal identity assumes responsibility, not victimhood. Discipline in speech builds unseen authority. Over time, the repeated ownership statements create a protected mental environment where doubt cannot dominate, scarcity cannot infiltrate. Focus remains clear. This is why those who master language in alignment with identity consistently outpace those who rely solely on action or external effort. The spoken declaration is a tool, a signal, and a shield. Protect it. Repeat it. Let it saturate every thought, every gesture, and every interaction. Each word of authority reinforces the new self. Each omission of lack strengthens certainty. Spoken language becomes the foundation upon which wealth, opportunity, and strategic advantage are built. Silence carries power most people overlook. Speak the declaration calmly, not with trembling hope, not with loud excitement. Calmness signals authority. Authority signals readiness. The nervous system responds to tone more than to content alone. A steady voice tells the mind, this is fact, not fantasy. Emotional begging weakens impact. Excitement spikes energy but fades quickly. It creates noise, not resonance. Calm authority endures. It plants the statement firmly in identity. Each repetition with composure deepens internal acceptance. The mind stops arguing. Resistance softens. The old self begins listening instead of defending. Command tone is not about volume. It is about presence. Short pauses between words allow the nervous system to register meaning. Each breath signals control. Each measured syllable reinforces certainty. The brain interprets this as an internal instruction. Act in alignment with this statement. Movement follows naturally. Decision-making becomes fluid. Opportunities are noticed without chasing. Silent alignment is more than speaking. It is feeling the statement inside. Visualize ownership internally while speaking. Let posture, breathing, and tone converge into a unified signal. Authority communicates through the body, not just words. Each repetition trains the nervous system to embody the declaration fully. Over time, the difference becomes obvious. Calm command feels heavier than excitement. The nervous system trusts it. Actions become automatic. Choices line up with declared identity without conscious force. The mind begins scanning for alignment instead of obstacles. Energy flows toward productive paths. The inner state dictates outer reality. Consistency builds depth. Daily calm repetitions, even brief, train neural patterns more effectively than sporadic high-intensity attempts. Commanded words delivered with calm authority rewire perception, prime behavior, and attract opportunity. The body, mind, and environment start responding in harmony. Authority becomes the magnet. Excitement fades into noise. Words alone are not enough. Declarations must be tied to focused daily action. Speaking the command creates the blueprint. Action builds the structure. Without movement, the statement remains theory. With movement, it becomes reality. Each small, intentional step amplifies the power of the declaration. Identity combined with action accelerates manifestation. When the mind, body, and intention align, the universe responds faster. Energy stops dispersing in random thoughts and idle hope. Instead, it concentrates on execution, recognition, and opportunity. Each deliberate action reinforces the declared identity. Each day becomes a proof point, a building block toward the larger outcome. February is the perfect launchpad for this alignment. Short, decisive, and focused, the month demands intensity without burnout. Each day carries weight. Every repetition of the declaration paired with consistent action compounds. The nervous system and subconscious mind begin tracking results, recognizing alignment and reinforcing momentum. The shorter window strengthens commitment. There is no room for distraction or delay. Focus matters more than volume. Small, precise, consistent steps matter more than sporadic effort. Deposit energy daily into actions that reflect the declared identity. Even minor tasks, a call, a plan, a decision, feed the neural pathway. The mind begins expecting success. Habits reinforce identity. Progress starts stacking quietly but powerfully. By combining declaration with action, you move beyond hope into control. The inner self and external reality start operating in sync. Opportunity flows toward preparation. Insight emerges faster. Choices feel natural, almost inevitable. Energy that once scattered in doubt and hesitation now channels into strategic, confident movement. February becomes the accelerator. Each day of focus, each calm repetition, each aligned action feeds the momentum loop. Identity, declaration, and movement converge. What begins as internal command begins to express externally. Manifestation accelerates quietly, steadily, and with undeniable force. Remember this: every word you speak, every thought you hold, carries authority. You are not a seeker wandering for scraps. You are the commander of your life, your wealth, your destiny. The shift you desire begins inside. Before it appears in accounts, opportunities, or luck, it starts in your mind, your posture, your certainty. Feel that power now. Feel the truth of your declaration. Each day you speak it, each small action you take, confirms it. You are capable, you are aligned, you are ready to receive what you have claimed. Nothing external can outrun the authority you cultivate within. Step forward confidently. Own your words. Command your energy. Lead yourself with unwavering certainty. The universe responds to clarity, not hesitation. You are no longer waiting. You are acting, you are manifesting, you are in control. If this message resonates, like this video and subscribe to Shaolin Divine Flow. Join our community of disciplined minds, rising together, activating abundance, and commanding destiny. Stand firm, speak with authority, and remember, every declaration you make is a spark. Keep igniting, keep commanding, and watch the impossible bend to your certainty.